Welcome back to my channel. We are making another move on Jerry Dune, and this time we are fixing up the rear end of him, filling that all out and get it set up for mounting of the tail, and including his back legs as well. Fair bit of work in this little process there. Cutting wood, and it's like a jigsaw. You've got to try and fit everything in, glue it in, peg it where you have to peg it so it doesn't come undone. Okay, without further ado, let's get the road. Today I want to talk about wood stacking is used to create a carving. As most of you know, that timber is pretty short and you just can't just keep on wasting timber anyway. It's a valuable commodity that we need in life, and when we come to do carving and all this, we have to make the best use of the timber that we have available. So what I do with this carving, I am going to make a hollow section in there so we can carry his ashes, and it's a good opportunity as I'm doing the additions to him that I can show you what I've done, or what I've done so far. Because the quality of the wood varies, and I'm getting low on the supply of this lilac wood. I've had to layer the wood. I don't know if you can see that. I'll give you the... yeah, you can see that. How I put pieces there, and that's made up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood. And you know, you've got to be pretty accurate, and the joins are very nice. And that's how I try to do my best to get it looking like the fur on the dog. And what I aim to do is put that in. I'm going to screw that in there. Then I've got these little sides that I'm going to, as well as that. There in a moment. Here we are. Put that on first. You probably can see, maybe not, maybe I'll bring it over a little bit closer. You can see I've got a little bit of a step there. See there? From there to there. These are all very important to have because they help in the manufacture. So when you're doing stacking of wood, always allow plenty of room, or plenty of say misalignment is probably a good word for it, so you can join your piece of wood. But you've got to screw it on, and you don't glue it up until the last moment. So you need good fitting wood that fits well, and you'll get result. It takes a long time, okay, but when you're retired, so that is my plan to go forward in this, and by the end of the day I should have something that's resembling how I want it to look, or how I want the dog to look. Here he is here. He has come to talk to me. Jojo? Jojo. Hello. There he is. Okay. Now up onto his, as you see, his tail. You can't see his tail at the moment, but you can get an idea that the lilac is going to be a nice wood to imitate the nature of his fur. Wobbly bum he's got there, that's great. Okay. What I'll show you now is how I pegged them. I'm just going out here, see if we can get a decent enough picture. Let it focus in for a moment. You probably can see, as I point out, that I've pegged them. Pegged it through this wood, skewered through there, skewered through there with wooden pegs. So that way I can take this piece of wood off now, glue it, and put the pegs in, and it should 99% of cases go back exactly how it is fitting at the moment. I wouldn't say it's 100% fit, there's a little bit of a gap there, but we can certainly sort that out a little bit better. Okay, that section there is all tacked on. Tomorrow, once that glue's dried on these parts here, that's these sides, I'll take the next move, which is where the tail positioning is going to go, and I'm going to cut it right through on a certain angle, on that angle through there. Can't really actually show the lines or anything at the moment, but they have got lines there, and I'll set it up in the saw to take that angle cut. One step forward, 10 back, or it could be 12 back, I don't know, we'll find out. Okay, today we're going to attempt to join a couple of bits of wood together, and I have to do this every time I join wood onto each other. I glue and either dowel or I use screws. In this instance I'd have to use screws. I try to keep the screws down to minimum because they're not very happy when they do touch the cutting tools or anything like that, do too much damage. So I'll progress on that. Now I'll show you what I do to get to a very close alignment between these two pieces of wood. Okay, and after following the grain patterns and all this and that, we come up with a design that I desire to have on the rear end of the dog. I don't know if you can see the design. No, you will be able to. No, that will have to come up later when it's all finished. So we won't worry about that. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll put that piece of wood down there. I'll put these little buttons. See those little buttons? Yeah. We'll go in. Just like that. When you drill the holes, okay, you might have to give the drill a little bit of a wriggle because I've already damaged one of these. When you pry them out, I have to use an old chisel to get underneath to get them out. Okay, so now we'll give it a dry run without any glue in. You don't just put the glue in and hope it's going to fit. Yeehaw. Right, okay, we've had a look there. Look, and actually fits nicely. Look, you can run your fingers over there, a little bit of play, which is what you want really, because there you are. You have a very close alignment across those three faces there. Now I'll glue it. Okay, we're going again with this wonderful GoPro silly thing. Right, we'll just chuck this in there. I think we can see that. Yes, we can. Right, we'll fit it in there just to make sure that it looks right. Hold that there. Push him up a little bit. Lovely little gap up the top there, but we can't fix everything. But that does happen. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I'll glue that now and then I'll bring you back later and see what I'm doing. I've got to add extra wood to this afterwards. This is where it starts to get a white colour on his rear end, and now I've got to fill all of this section in here. It's going to be very interesting how I do that. A lot of thought's got to go into this section. I don't just blaze away straight into it. I think about it a lot, how I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to start adding the wood. As you can see, a lot of work that's got to go in the rear end here. One little mistake that I made is I had my feet direction wrong. You probably can see I've got some marks here. That's 1 foot, that's where it's supposed to be. How that come about is that I'll take that off so I can show the other side first. There's the other foot there. And that really I had got my percentage of the size wrong. I didn't realise that I was making roughly around about 85% actual size, so it's very close to the same size as him. And I'm lucky. This is all out of one block of lilac wood that I've got all these sections, and I'm still scabbing little bits up there and gluing them together. And but it's been just amazing how I've got enough of the material. It's been a bit of fun, you know. Actually, I've had to glue on pieces, little small pieces and all that in sections, especially up the top end here, and you know, to get the different colourings, and but it's fun. It's it's come out all right. It surprised me, but I'll keep on going, keeping you all happy. This is where he's actually, I've got roughly thereabouts is where his backbone is. Okay, so everything is in relative form, that his tail comes out there like that. It's about that wide, and then his dates here. Must include that. And his nice little tucked in feathers on either side. That's what my wife calls them, feathers. Yeah, it's just a... And sometimes he sits for me and I can have a look at how it's got to go, and sometimes he wants to sit on his mum and all that. So anyway, we'll just keep on going on. A while ago I was talking about using dowels. This time I'm going to go to biscuits. Now when you fit biscuits, you know, I've got number 20 biscuit here, which means 20 mil, I would guess. So okay, it's best to put them up on your piece of wood where you roughly want them to go, and mark the centre. So otherwise you say, I just put a mark there, oh, might be hanging out like this. So I'll go ahead and mark the other one, put it there. You don't want to go too low down the bottom there, so I'll put it about there, so we'll put the centre as roughly about there. Okay, very easy to do this. You don't have to run a square even. Oh, make sure you don't move this mark here. Don't move this mark here. Okay, I've got roughly where that mark is supposed to be, because you'll lose your alignment. There you go. Okay. Now all we do is we're going to get sandwich maker and biscuit maker, sorry, biscuit sandwich. Oh, food on my mind all the time, but biscuits are the same thing. Okay, got our machine here. Cheapest probably on the market. It doesn't matter, it's how you set it up. Now I've set it up to cut these grooves. We'll go and do it, earmuffs and stuff on. All the safety gear. Let's go. I don't think much shavings went inside the machine. It doesn't work very good. I know I don't use this machine very often. Cheap and exciting. Oh well, it does the job though. Should be it. Somewhere there, and we've got plenty of room to line it up. Now I'll put that together, clamp it, and then we move on to the next stage. This is the bottom end of Dune. And the wood I'm using here, I've changed from jacaranda, but I find that beech is quite a nice wood to carve, and that's what it is, beech. I have a little bit left over from a job I done for my daughter many years ago, and they said keep it, so I did. So what comes around goes around. There you are. Righto. I'll glue this together and clamp it, then fit it. We're using these rails. Right, I'll get them all ready and I'll show you how I fit them all together. Okay, now you can see in there, I have fitted it. I've locked all the extension for the back end in, and it's solid. Solid as. That way it won't move. I won't put glue in there. I might wax in between the gaps. I did improve the fit down below here, underneath, and that is very close now. And probably the next step is starts fitting the tail. I've do a few little initial jobs down here. Catch another time.